You're watching the Channel 2 News Hour, Alaska's most watched newscast.
Well, Channel 2 is celebrating 60 years on the air here in Alaska, and our ongoing series, Alaska Story, continues tonight with a look at what its residents call one of the state's best-kept secrets, Eagle River.
Channel 2's Corey Ellen Young joins us now live from Eagle River's premier summer event, the Bear Paw Festival. Corey.
That's right, as you can tell, Maria and Mike, I'm already bear pawed out. I'm actually sitting in what is now the classic car show. It started just right now at 6 o'clock. I'm sitting in a 1930 Model A Ford Cabriolet. It's actually owned by Phil Morrow, and I'm actually joined here by my buddy and driver, Dawson. Thanks for joining me, Dawson.
You're welcome.
Dawson's he's very talkative, as you can see, but that's pretty much not the kind of the opposite about Eagle River, actually. If their personality is actually unknown to many, they actually are ones to put out the welcome mat, because beyond the open space, hiking, and beautiful landscape, they say Eagle River's most prized possessions is its residents.
That is the quintessential teenage memory for me.
From young to old, there's no mistaking what Eagle River means to those who call the community home. And they'll quickly reveal their most cherished spots in town.
You have been to Jitters at some point in your life.
Watching this park grow from nothing to 10 baseball fields, football fields, and basketball courts.
The people are wonderful. I've never found a place as friendly as this, and as accepting and helpful.
The name of the town pays homage to the river that runs through it and the eagles that perch on boughs above. The area of Chugach Eagle River was settled by homesteaders in the 1920s and 1930s. Who lived off the land and the wildlife to feed their families. Later, it became part of the municipality of Anchorage. And now the community has grown to over 30,000 residents who live on both sides of the Glen Highway.
We try to have old town values, old landmarks, sentimental reasons for the things we do.
It's a community that, despite the growth, there's still a small town feel here.
It is a small town here. Everyone knows everyone.
Just ask Mary Bram, who raised her two kids here.
Hey, it's a small town. Everybody knows you.
She says people spend so much time catching up with one another while shopping. One store even redesigned its structure to accommodate the local culture.
As you go, you were always seeing people, and people were stopping, so they had to make wider aisles so that you could get, the two carts could stop and the people could visit. This is Eagle River.
And when you ask Mary what town symbols best represent her community, she points to the clock tower and the Eagle River sign in Chief Alex Park as the gateways of the community.
That friendliness, that openness, that ability to connect with your neighbors. I think that's what's special about Alaska, but I think it's what is especially special about Eagle River, is that we've got great people here.
This is Chugach Eagle River.
Longtime resident Lee Jordan would agree, but it wasn't always that way for him.
I call myself the reluctant Alaskan because I told the Army 12 different times, send me any place but Alaska, and this is where I ended up.
His reluctance quickly faded, and he's made the community his home since 1962, more than 50 years now. In fact, when residents tried to secede from the municipality, he was even elected mayor of Eagle River for 6 months.
We broke off from Anchorage for a short period until the Supreme Court decided we were unconstitutional.
His platform and passion has always been to increase the voice of Eagle River's residents. He founded the Alaska Star newspaper because he felt his community was being ignored.
People had a lot of misconceptions about what we were and what we were doing.
He was instrumental in bringing in Little League Baseball and the Chinooks, one of the teams in the Alaska Baseball League.
Chinooks were looking for a place. It was actually the AIA fire at that time. They were looking for a new home, and we had this field, and it was a perfect fit.
And this is Eagle River.
Perfect is also how Steve Grohl would describe his hometown.
We'd float Meadow Creek, there were no houses then, and catch trout with a willow switch, 4-pound test, single hook, and a fireball.
Now a member of the Eagle River Lions Club, he says his community always works together no matter the challenges. When his sister-in-law was diagnosed with leukemia, the town rallied to help save her life.
We did a bone marrow drive through Eagle River, and Eagle River became #1 in the nation per capita on the bone marrow registry.
And she survived.
This is Eagle River.
And with any successful, tight-knit community, communication and recognition are both important. Resident Jeff Bauer says Eagle River's famed landmark Yellow Rock plays that role. Right now it's being used as a memorial for Ravenwood Elementary student Kaylin Rainey, who passed away recently. But it's also a directional landmark.
Boy, there'd be a lot of cold pizzas delivered if we didn't have Yellow Rock. People use Yellow Rock as a landmark. They say I'm 2 driveways up on the right past Yellow Rock.
Treasured childhood memories come easily here, especially for Wendy Martin.
This is Eagle River.
From the hangout jitters
It's a great place for teenagers. I love the atmosphere in here.
to North Fork trails, the 18-year-old's most memorable moments took place on the riverbanks here. Both good times and scary ones.
I was hiking along this trail, actually, this one here at the North Fork with my dad, and my dog falls in the river. And so that was so scary. My dad went and grabbed him and saved him. And we turned around and my dog was actually running away from a moose.
Wendy went on to become the 2012 Miss Bear Paw, representing her community at many functions. But it was her involvement in a junior ROTC summer camp at J-Bear that changed her life. More specifically, the ride she took on a Black Hawk helicopter.
The Black Hawk really just took my heart. And I decided from the moment I was up in the air in that bird that that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
And it's moments like that Eagle River residents say are common here and treasured by this community.
I can't imagine living anywhere else. I love to travel and I can't wait to get home.
A community that puts out a welcome mat for anyone who wants to call it home.
Now, Chugiak Eagle River, what Lee Jordan says, has a lot of undeveloped land that has actually been maintained very carefully by the Eklutna Corporation. Now, with 20% of its population actually including military residents, it's actually, if you broke down Eagle River to its own separate town, it would be the 3rd largest city in Alaska. That's behind Anchorage and Fairbanks. Maria, Mike.
Corey's putting Eagle River in his rearview mirror in a good way.
Yes. Thanks, Corey.